Hey everybody, it's Zach with Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC channels. We are at the December family networking meeting. We have two wonderful friends with brand new friends with us, and we have the returning Mr. Z joining us as well. And we invite everyone to always come in and join us every month. It's the second Thursday of every month. We come on and tell our stories and let people know why we're here, how we can help. And even if you're looking for a new job, this is a place you can come and give us your virtual resume. And maybe one of us can help you find a new path in life, a new job. So, one of our brand new members and one of the brand new members to the Community Pay It Forward family, Mrs. Rose Lamoureux. Did I even come close to getting that correctly?
Yes, you did. That was impressive.
Hey, you know what? I watch a lot of hockey, so I try to, that French Canadian thing, I can get it every once in a while.
Yeah.
So, but do us a favor, Rose. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Rose Lamoureux. I'm doing the anglicized version instead of the correct Canadian pronunciation like you did, Zach. And I have been in business since May, and I have a performing arts background, and have done a lot of live theater and voiceover work. I was a voiceover artist for quite some time. And from there, I bounced all over the country, and my spouse is a professional actor. And we are now currently living in Pittsburgh. And I started my own business in May of this year, but I have over 22 years of experience. And I am just delighted to get to know everyone and to be a part of this community. And thank you for letting me be on today. I'm excited.
Well, we are definitely more than excited to have you for the first time, Rose. One of the questions I asked you when we first met, and I would like for you to go on ahead and retell, is what gets you into bookkeeping? What is it about bookkeeping that you truly do find bookkeeping exciting, which is nice and refreshing, because a lot of times you hear the words, I'm a recovering bookkeeper, or I'm a recovering, and Julien will get to you on this one, numbers person or something like that. What is it about bookkeeping that is exciting to you?
I've always been good with crunching numbers, even as a kid. And then back in the day when the rules and regulations were a little less stringent, I used to stay in the back with my mother when she was working at a credit union, and she would have me balance their books for the credit union, 8, 9 years old, and I nailed it every single time. So when I stopped doing the performing arts as my primary focus, I wanted to do something where I could still make a difference and yet have the combination of my affinity for crunching numbers with working in the creative space. So I started doing bookkeeping years and years ago for performing arts organizations. And the combination of being able to give accurate financials to the board in real time so that they knew what decisions to make and when carried over to any industry that I've been in. I find it extremely satisfying to be able to have the fog lifted, so to speak, and to be able to have these business owners and businesses understand for the first time what's going on in their own organization.
Well, like I said, it's wonderful to hear that somebody has got that love for what they do. And I do welcome you to the program. I welcome you to the family. Did anybody, and I want to welcome Kurt, Anna, and Wendy. Wendy, it's good to see that the weather got you your electricity got turned back on early enough to join us. But did anybody else have any questions for Rose? So, thank you, Rose, for joining us. Please make sure that everybody feels welcome to ask any questions of each other. We are definitely here to learn as much as we can. Julian, this is your first time here. Would you please give us about 2 minutes about yourself?
Sure. So, my name is Julien Schraml-Kiernan. If you think Rose's last name is tough, good luck with mine. But Originally, I'm from Connecticut, but now I've been living on Long Island for the past 6 years, and I'm a financial services professional, registered representative, and insurance broker at Nightlife Securities and New York Life. And I got into it because I'd always been interested in the stock market and financial planning. When I went to college, I majored in economics, and then I started working at New York Life, and found that I really loved it. So typically, I focus on a lot of retirement planning, investments, insurance, that type of thing. This is my fourth year doing it, and I love it. And I this is, as you mentioned, this is my first time with you guys. I really appreciate you having me on, and I also really appreciate Z for hooking me up.
Well, we definitely appreciate you joining us. What are some of the things, Julian, that you find exciting about the stock market? And I know that Wendy and yourself might have a few things that you guys can talk about, both of you being trying to help people in that financial space. What are some of the things about stock markets that excite you, and what are some of the things that you try to get people to understand with them?
I mean, it always excited me, you know, really just how it makes money grow, right? If you're smart with it and you're strategic with it, it's going to be very beneficial to you, right? Most people don't amass a lot of money from their job. Mostly it's from saving and investing and doing the right financial planning. So that, it always appealed to me, and it's a very rewarding feeling when you help somebody do that and they're appreciative, and you see how that has changed their life and, made them able to either retire earlier or easier, or just, have a more comfortable life. So it's it's the stock market itself and financial planning is fascinating to me. But the other layer of that is, when you help someone with that type of stuff and they appreciate it, and they see how it helps them.
One last question I have for you. What is one of the things that you see people making mistakes, or one of the misconceptions that you see people have when it comes to getting involved with the markets and future planning and stuff?
The biggest one, for younger people especially, is not saving enough and not starting early enough. I know that's tough nowadays with, everything being so expensive, but the reality is that if you want to be able to retire and do so comfortably, you have to be able to, even if it's just a little each month, put something away for your future. And over time, that will grow into something really nice, as a nice nest egg for you. But yeah, I think that would be the biggest, I guess, mistake, would be people putting it off, or thinking that, you know they can deal with it down the road, when they always end up wishing that they had done it sooner.
Yeah, I will tell you something, and I know this one from experience. That down the road comes quicker the older you get. I think I was 21 like yesterday, and of course that was, what, 30 33 years ago. I was 21. So, that time definitely flies. Does anybody have any questions for Julian before we continue? No? All right. Now, I want to welcome one of the people I had one of my favorite interviews with, but we couldn't play it because of terrible internet connection. But WendyTheLyon, the financial lion, welcome to Family Networking. Can you please do me a favor and give us about 2 minutes of about yourself? But do it unmuted, honey.
I hate that. It's like the new, can you hear me now? You're on mute. You're on mute.
I like that
Um,
people are
and,
starting to wear shirts that say you're on mute or something. That way,
oh,
all they have to do is like this.
um, and by the way, our power wasn't shut off because we didn't pay the bill. Our utility company shut off the power in our whole entire area because of high winds and they didn't want fire. Although in our neighborhood there wasn't so much as a breeze. And my husband traveled, downtown San Diego to go to work. And I said, well, let me know how far down the power's out. And it was only our neighborhood.
Yeah, yeah.
Nightmare. And then I went to Starbucks yesterday and they didn't have internet either. So I was just like, whatever. So I'm the financial lion, as you can see. I got that name on an ESPN radio show where the host was the real estate rock star, and she looked across the table at me and said, "And look at that hair, you look like a lion. We're going to call you the financial lion." And lion is my last name, and I'm a lion freak, so I let it stick, and it's now become my brand. Let me see. What else do I do? I do something similar to what Julian does. I am not in stocks. I never wanted to sit across the table from a client saying 40 20% of your portfolio just went up in smoke. So more power to you, Julian, if you can keep that from happening. And I'm sure you'll probably have a much easier job of it now that there's a new sheriff in town. I also have a television show called Wealth and Wisdom, where we get rid of all the locks, the blocks, the mindsets, the limiting beliefs, and the self-sabotaging behavior that prevents you from enjoying true wealth in every area of your life, mentally, physically, financially, of course, and emotionally. So that's pretty much what I do. I've been doing it for 2 decades, and I love to turn people into multimillionaires. That's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, I was going to say you do have a tagline when it comes to wealth, do you not?
Um, well, I've been told just start with that. I turn clients into multimillionaires. So who wants to be a millionaire? Let me know.
Yeah, yeah. I think I told you before that, I think I would like money. I don't know. I've never had it, but I think someday I'd like to try to have it.
Well,
But
you need to be a lot more specific. As someone who hosts a show so you can be wealthy, you need to start saying, I do like money. I welcome money into my life. Money is a tool that I need to accomplish everything that I want to do on this world.
well, I do. I love money. I do. But apparently other people love my money too because they keep asking for it. So, I give it to them. Wendy, you and and I'm actually going to take this in a little bit different area. One of the reasons why you are joining this program is because we are trying to, and we're trying to add a giving part to what we're doing. And just due to the number of people, we're probably not going to do it today. But one of the things that you really enjoy doing are helping out other people. And can you just explain to everybody what it is about helping others that you really like?
Well, I live by the creed, do not withhold good from your hand when it's within your power to act. So if you need $2 for gas and I have $2, I'm going to give you $2. I'm not going to worry about what are you going to spend it on or whatever it might be. Um, I really enjoy helping rescue children from sex trafficking. It's a hell that they endure. These poor little kids are sold 18 to 20 times a day until their bodies give out. And Here in the US, the average age is about 14 to 18. In Thailand and abroad, the average age is 5. So just imagine a 5-year-old being put through that day in and day out. So it's my passion to rescue as many children as I can from human trafficking. And again, I was introduced to it back in 2006, where I read an article where a pastor and his wife went to Tijuana, which is just over the border from San Diego, where I live. And they went to the red light district just to see how easily they could buy a person. And within about 20, 30 minutes, they were offered a 2-month-old baby for $20. And when they turned around in just horror and disgust, the trafficker thought it was because they wanted to barter. So back in 2006, human trafficking and sex trafficking, it's now become more of, I don't want to say a dinner table issue, but more of aware because of the movie The Sound of Freedom and other, media that have brought it to light. But right now, this administration has lost 325,000 children, which are either being sex trafficked, their organs are being sold, or they're being put into slave labor. And I just can't know about that and not do something about it. So that is my passion that I work on. So
Well, like I said, you and I think that's one of the reasons why with our interview that we did, I damned the internet like I did is because we had such a compassionate talk about that. Knowing some of the people that I've had the luxury of knowing and talking to them. One of the things that we did bring up in that interview, is I ask anyone, look, if you ever have a chance to go and talk to somebody who's been trafficked and rescued, or somebody who's ever had to deal with that, please sit down with them, because they're going to teach you some things that are really going to open your eyes. It's a horrible, horrible, horrible thing that they've had to go through, and it's a long and tough recovery. So I love the fact that you are so passionate about that. Does anybody have any questions for Wendy? So, okay. Anna, are you able to talk? I know that you're in transit.
Hello. Thank you so much. Hi. Nice to be here. Thank you for the invitation. And Z had uh, sent me the invitation earlier this week. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. And Wendy, I definitely want to get together with what you just described as your passion is something that I'm also very passionate about. I'm a little more north of the state in the Bay Area, but definitely something that is a passion of mine in rescuing children
oh, I
from
love that.
trafficking.
Mm.
Yes. I also am really involved with also rescuing animals, from um, abuse and,
Yeah.
neglect and that. So I'd love to talk with you.
I know you're driving. Will it help if I put my email in the chat, or
Yes, thank you.
okay, let me put my email in the chat and then we can connect when you can do so without crashing.
Thank you. We're having rain today, so it's a little, for some reason, it's a little more delayed on the road.
Well, and also if you all do fill out the form that I sent you, that all that information, including like all the social media links and everything, is going to be on that, and it's going to be available for everyone. But yeah, please, Anna, and I appreciate your telling us about your interest in those. But tell us a little bit about what you do.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And this is Zach. Okay, thank you. I have to look at, I have to look down. So we have to have we have the law here, which doesn't allow us to be on video driving. I'm Anna K, and my last name is Koskinaris, but I go by Anna K, and I'm the owner of Supreme Health Solutions, and my business is for my primary niche is women 35 and older who are experiencing any sense of overwhelm, anxiety, day-to-day emotional burdens. And my business specializes in wellness and health education for living and leading a healthier and happier lifestyle.
And Anna, one of the questions that I really like to ask people, can you give us the why? Why did you start this? What was it about the over 35 health of women that was the first kicker into, yeah, this is where I want to be?
Thank you so much. Yes, it's through my own experiences, actually, of my very own, exactly, what I had described in terms of having anxiety, and being able to learn and develop the skills for emotional intelligence, emotional regulation, and balancing. It plays a big part into causing feelings, or causing anxiety. So it's something that I've been through as my own experience, and those that I know who have been in my life closest to me, friends and relatives who I've also worked with. So it's been something that it has been near and dear to me, and that's primarily my why.
It's being in which, Wendy, you lost your husband, your first husband, to a motorcycle accident. That's one of the other reasons why you and I connect, because I know about being in a motorcycle accident, and it's really one of those very, very difficult things. If you don't have mind, body, and soul healing all at once, you have no healing going on at all. So it's something that you've truly got to work on, and it's difficult sometimes to try to focus on all that. I think it's one of those things that, it'd be really a lot easier if we could just take and focus on one thing at a time, but life doesn't make that easy for us.
Yeah.
So, does anybody have any questions or comments for Anna?
Well, Anna, I put my email in the chat. I really hope that we can connect. And Zach will have to reschedule our interview since the
Yes.
audio didn't go through that.
Yes. Yes, very much so. And it really made me sit there and consider trying to find a place where we can just do an audio podcast. I was even thinking about just maybe throwing up some swirls or something, and just playing our voices behind it, because the voices were there. It's just Wendy was talking and you got to see your beautiful face, but that's all you saw. Every once in a while you'd see your mouth like moving really quickly, and then all of a sudden you'd freeze again. So, and I was like, no, I don't think she'd like that if I put that on there. But Mr.
Anna, I did just want to, sorry to cut you off, Zach. I did just want to jump in also. Anna, I'm also very passionate about animal rights, and I've done some, a lot of volunteering in the past, and I always try to give as much as I can every month to different organizations around the world. So if there's any way that, we can collaborate on that, I'd love to.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, please. I just grabbed the email from the chat for Wendy, and I have saved it on my phone, and I would love to be able to do that. Also, and this is, I'm sorry, your first name again?
Julian.
Oh, which one?
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I would love to. Yes.
And I will be sharing out the form with everybody who's here. I will be sharing it out tomorrow. And then that way you guys can have each other's information, everything you need to know about them. So that is one of the things that I do. You know, I really like to make sure that you can find them on Facebook, LinkedIn, um, Instagram, all those other fun things. So,
Awesome.
Mr. Roskopf, you are on air.
Fantastic. I could always use air. Thanks for providing.
I'll just tilt your head, airhead. Never mind.
Oh, wow. Here we go. This is the extra entertaining part of the show. Way to go, Zach Clayton.
There's the whacked.
Yeah, there you go. Let's do it up. Oh, man.
Why don't you give us 2 minutes about yourself, Mr. Roskopf?
2 minutos, por favor. Okay, here we go, folks. First of all, Julian, you and I might be related. I had a great Grandma Kiernan, and so I don't know, we'll have to figure out our ancestry, see if we're connected. But in any
You must
case,
be Irish then.
yeah, very Irish. Yeah.
It's a common Irish name, I hear.
Oh, okay.
He's Irish in Wisconsin at the same time, so you really can't understand what he says.
Oh man. All
Here
right, now that
comes
I'm
the
gonna
hate mail.
talk for another minute, maybe it doesn't matter because you won't understand what I'm gonna say. But in any case, I love what we're doing right here, right now. I was actually able to connect with Zach before he started doing all this, and our conversation kind of brought Zach into this space and realizing what media can be for Community Pay It Forward and the ACT program, and all come together and everything that we know Zach and Community Pay It Forward to do. And this is a similar thing in my journey. I have had a passion that emerged in 20 years, how I connect to 100 different organizations. And I've always had this type of appetite to say, this is what community organizations and people doing great work need is a platform like the PAC channel to be able to be a clearinghouse for all of this great positive news. So I also do podcasting, and I'm also connected to the disability channel, showcasing abilities, television, buy-in with people with disabilities and veterans. And I recently, last couple months, connected to People for a New America. One mission, heal our nation. And we have a new media committee and 8 other committees, a lot of great work being done there. Helpopedia about education, Project Die Hard, which combats veteran suicide by spreading hope to veterans. So I'm a community organizer. I like to do collective impact and get different sectors of the marketplace together to do great work and spur exchanges and close the gaps that exists in our genetic memory, our culture, our customs, the things that we've been doing for eons since the beginning of humankind. And to say, where do we go forward? And let's forget about a lot of the past and let's press on to greater achievements of the future by just putting together that feeling we have of what we know needs done. Let's do it. Back to you. Thanks for adding 30 seconds on for Mr. Z, but I think I'll take the hook and cut it off there.
Uh, uh, Kurt, you do have a lot of experience with people, trying to find ways um, in who have disabilities, and also trying to train people how to associate people with disabilities into their businesses. If somebody wants to talk to you about that, how did they get a hold of you? And what are some of the things that you definitely try to make sure you get across to people when they are looking to bring on somebody who is differently abled, who does have something, that a different struggle than the rest of us? Because the truth is that we can use differently abled, but every single one of us has different abilities, different levels of abilities. So, but what would be your suggestion? What would be your advice to people who are looking to bring in somebody who has different ability um, limitations?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the big thing I learned from the disability community in the last 10 years for me, so a newer, so to speak, experience, is I had to be taught that, you know what? people with disabilities are sitting there with a very good idea about how to do what you're talking about, Zach. And so some of the sports organizations, like my team Triumph, they talk about, with their diverse ability athletes, their structure is the diverse ability athlete is the captain of the team for the endurance running events that they do because they use running chairs for their diverse ability athletes, people with physical disabilities, and marathons, duathlons, triathlons. And so I use that as the mantra to say when you connect to somebody, they're the captain, they're the leader. And so it changed my mantra with I do adaptive water skiing. So that gave me a whole new perspective to say when my guests come, I give them the feeling or reality of that they're running the show. This is their experience. And I share what my ideas of things are, but then I come back and I say, how would you really like to do this? How do you want to see it done? We can do a transfer. How do you like to do a transfer? Because they get transferred all the time in their life. And to just really let them lead. And I learned that through a rock climbing event where they did a debriefing, and the one participant said, "Oh, you guys are so great. You know all the stuff. You learned all the stuff." And then you come up to me like, "You got to do this. You got to do that." And I'm like, "Excuse me? I think I know pretty well how I'm going to do this thing. I'm the one with the physical disability every second of every day." And that was another nudge to say that's really the point. We need people with disabilities to lead. And all of this and other things ignite me to say it's about people with disabilities being the masters of ability. I learn more about my own abilities through people with disabilities than I have with people who say they quote unquote don't have a disability. So as far as contacting me, people can call and text me anytime, 262-372-1754. And I welcome emails anytime, Kurt, Kurt, at spiritofthegame.org. And you can check out our various organizations, spiritofthegame.org and helpopedia.org, optimist.org, usawaterski.org. You can check out a lot of stuff. I can keep giving my resume, but I'll stop there, Zach, 'cause I think I gave you what you're looking for. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much. And besides that, we don't have time for your resume, my friend. You got, you've got links out there that never end. So, but yeah, does anybody have any questions or comments for Kurt?
I have a question, or actually almost a suggestion for both you and Kurt. I came across a gentleman named Corey Sanchez, and they have it's an AI that helps you write stories because stories move people, right? Um, and they're having an event. I'm supposed to meet with him here shortly. I'm going to have to go, but I'm trying to connect him with various nonprofits that we personally support, and also that Zach, what you're doing, that's awesome. Kurt, obviously, what you're doing, and they have some great stories where it's like this did in 5 minutes what would take my team half a day to do. So it's a way to get stories from people that you've helped, but this helps write them for you and, does all it makes it as seamless and easy as possible to do. So, but it promotes your nonprofit and all of that. So, there's a training that would be like $250 or something like that. And I told Corey that I would be happy to sponsor the nonprofits, but I wanted to try to get like 10 nonprofits together so that you could all see what the training is and all that kind of stuff. So if any of you are interested in that, just let me know. And Zach, I'll look at the roster with everyone's information on it. And if you could just, my email is in the chat. So if you want, just email me and say, yeah, Wendy, I'm interested in the information. There's no obligation or anything like that, obviously, but it just might be something that could really help you get the word out about what you're doing.
Yeah, well, like I said before, your story is so important, and if we just keep telling your story, somebody who needs to hear it is going to accidentally overhear it someday, and it's going to make a difference. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
thank you so very much for that.
sure.
Does anybody else have anything before we move to the man, the myth, the Z?
The
Mr.
Z.
Z, it is up to you.
And you're making it about us, and it's great to know that there are people like you, brother man, and everyone else here too, who are making Z World a better place. Great to see some familiar paces, faces. We got Wendy, Captain Kurt, Rose, Julian, Anna Kay, and of course, the man, the legendary, the one and only Theodore Roosevelt, or as I like to call him, Mr. Zach Clayton. And hello, world. My name is Z, or you can call me Mr. Z. I am a web developer, and I am also a consultant from Z World Webs. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the website and because I have a very special announcement for all your nonprofits out there and those that support nonprofits. As of today, we have launched Z World Cares. If you are a nonprofit that's looking to accept donations, share upcoming events, success stories, and show that you care as Z World does, please visit www.zworldcares.org/join if you are a nonprofit. Now, you might be asking, well, I'm a business owner. How can I support nonprofits? Definitely reach out to communitypayitforward.us. That's all I got to say. And thank you all so much for showing Z World that you care. Back to you, Mr. President.
Hey, one of the things, Z, that you and I did talk about, you and I have actually been talking about this for quite a while, but one of the things that we have talked about is that when you join as a mission partner with Community Pay It Forward, you are also going to be listed on Z World Cares website. So this is a way that Z World Webs, Community Pay It Forward, and Z World Cares. Man, there's a lot of Z's in there. There really is. But the way that we're trying to work together to do what every single one of us here, I feel, enjoys doing, and that's helping people. I think that I really think that there's been so much of society that has put such an emphasis on money and forgot there are other ways we can help people, and just talking and supporting each other is one of the best ways to do that. And of course, joining Community Pay It Forward, and Wendy, you have also joined the family. Rose, as I mentioned, you've joined the family. Z, you've been here forever. So just supporting businesses like this can support causes that are out there that need your help. So Z, I'm really looking forward to where you're going to be going with this. I think it's really exciting. So,
Yeah,
did anybody have any questions for Z?
Was it zworldcares.org
that's
and then
right.
/join?
Yes,
I just want to make sure I get that right.
you
Okay.
got it. Absolutely. But I just want to put this out there, and thank you for asking, Wendy. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, Zach, and everyone else here too, because you really
Well,
do share how Z World cares.
well, I appreciate it, and I really think that all of us are here today again because we do want to see life better for others. So.
Right.
And my name is Zach Clayton, and I did start a company, Community Pay It Forward, after life dealt me one heck of a uh, fence in the face. We'll just put it that way, and changed my life forever. What I decided that I wanted to do was get into event planning to try to help people out. And I was making up a plan, and I was trying to figure out what all I could do to make it different. And then about 15 seconds into thinking about this, I realized I don't like people enough to plan events for them. Just flat out. I just, you know, I've been married 3 times. Nobody in this world wants a Zach Clayton wedding. My wives have never asked my opinion on a wedding. They didn't care. They were happy if I was there. I'm not even sure if they were happy that I was there, to be honest with you. But what we do is we work with wonderful people like you see on the screen right now. And when you hire them to do business, to do what you need done, what they do is they give Community Pay It Forward a referral award. And with that referral award, we turn around and we ask you on the other side of our business, we have people who ask us for help. We ask you who you want to support. And we simply turn that referral award into a donation to whoever you choose. So say if it's somebody like trafficking and you get the advice from the financial lion, she's going to give us a referral award, and we're going to turn 70% of that to that nonprofit. All you have to do is they got to come and they got to ask us for help, because there's a lot of businesses or nonprofits out there that have no outside solicitation clauses, so we unfortunately can't solicit for them. So, but just pick somebody in our community who has asked for help, and you get to turn your shopping into a donation. So you can always get a hold of me at communitypayupforward.us. Just reach out to me and I would be more than willing to talk to you. I would love to talk to everybody here. And I want to again thank everyone for being here. We're going to ask one final question, because I know people have to go at the top of the hour. And this is a question I find that's really important. Rose, what is something you can do for someone today, and what is something today somebody could do to help you?
I'm a big supporter of animal rights and animal abuse. I have 2 rescue dogs. They are actually featured on my website because of my passion. I would love to see someone donate to an animal rescue organization that is near and dear to their heart. Not just like, oh, I'm just going to donate here because it's the right thing to do. An animal rescue that means something to somebody. And then the only thing that I'm asking of others is just to continue welcoming me to the group, and hopefully being able to get to know all of you better. And hopefully, as you get to know me, you'll still laugh at my bad jokes. So that's what I'm looking for.
There's no such thing as a, well, no, I can't say that. There are really bad jokes out there, but most of the jokes are just how you hear them. So and laughter, of course, is the most contagious thing in the world. So
Yeah.
but
Yes.
and Rose, I love that. I'm actually kind of thinking of something. You may have just added something else. I think one of the things that we might do from here on out, and we'll start it on January 9th meeting, is we have our QR code for Community Dare to Care. And Community Dare to Care is part of the program that we run. And I think that what we will do is, since this meeting has had a lot of talk about animal rescue and stuff. So for the month of January, if you turn a receipt in to the Community Dare to Care QR code, we will donate that 70% of your of your receipt, whatever we get. We're going to donate that to Chris Pease, a miniature pig rescue here in northern Colorado. So we will use the Community Dare to Care uh, mission to raise money for Chris Pease, a miniature pig rescue here in northern Colorado for January, whenever you turn a receipt into that. So we'll fill out more information so you get to see what's going on. But I think that every month we'll pick a new organization and we'll raise money with Community Dare to Care to do that. So I thank you very much, Rose, for joining us. It's just great to get to see you. I always love your enthusiasm and your smiling face, and I just love having you. Welcome again to the family. It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much.
So, Julien, what can you do for somebody today? And what can somebody do to help you?
Meaning business wise or just generally?
Julien, I'm leaving it open to you, my brother. You tell us.
Sure. So, of course, any type of personal business, charitable giving, any type of financial planning or anything that I can help anybody with, I'd be happy to. And then with me, I think I'm going to follow Rose on this one, finding some kind of animal organization that or any kind of organization really, but that's kind of my focus, where you can give, even if it's just a little bit. There's so many organizations all around the world that need help, and you can always check them out on the Better Business Bureau to make sure that they're legitimate and everything. But to me, that is the most rewarding thing, is giving money rather than getting money. But yeah,
Yeah.
that would be it.
You know, and well, thank you, Rose, for joining us. I know that you got to hop off. And Wendy, I know that you're coming up on it on the top of the hour. Wendy, what can you do to help somebody out? And what can somebody do to help you?
Well, I'm going to give you all a tip that for anybody that has a hard time saving money, there is a website called acorns.com, acorns.com. Have you heard about it, Zach?
I have. I have.
Okay. So what it does is you go on to acorns.com and you'll connect a bank account. And when you go shopping, anytime that say you buy something for $2.35, it'll round it up to $3 and that 65 cents goes into a savings and investment account. And a friend of my husband's was telling him about it and he showed him his account. He had like $7,000, $8,000 in there just from rounding up. So I always tell people just a little change today can have a huge impact tomorrow. So if you know people that are having a hard time or there's been with inflation as high as it's been, there's a lot of people that have a lot more month than money and they're thinking savings is the last thing I can possibly do. So I really love this idea of acorns.com because you're saving
Yep.
without hurting in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
And it's mindless. You won't miss it. What someone can do for me is go to lifetoday.org and make a donation to Rescue Life to help them reach, rescue, and restore children from human trafficking. And it's lifetoday.org. You'll have to click on a down arrow because they have like a shoe program, a feeding program. So you just click on Rescue Life and that will go to fight human trafficking. So,
When in which we're not broadcasting this live, but when I do put the broadcast together on this, I will put that website in the description so everybody will have it so you can go and check that out. Wendy, there's an old saying, when is the best time to start your savings?
today.
Yeah, I always heard it was yesterday, but today's not that bad either. So, but Wendy, thank you for welcome to the family.
Well,
One,
thank you.
and thank you very much for joining us today on the Family Networking. I greatly appreciate it. I hope to see you back on January 9th.
All
So
right. Will it be at the same time on January
it
9th?
will be at the same time. It'll be the
Okay.
same link. It's the second Thursday of every month.
Okay, awesome.
But
It was nice to meet you all. I'm going to jump so I can get ready for my next appointment here in a few minutes. But thank you so much, Zach. Thank you, Mr. Z, for introducing me to all of these wonderful people. Have a
Thank you for
great day,
being amazing.
guys.
all right, thank you, Wendy.
Okay.
Anna.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, and I'm so glad to go at this time because just before my appointment here, I in the spirit I'm hearing from everyone and community pay it forward, and now Z World Cares. For me, one thing that I've noticed recently in the last couple weeks, maybe it's just been since the start of December, maybe a little bit after Thanksgiving, um, is how many people that I've either connected with. I also do some part-time in-home support service for the elderly. And I'm taken aback a little bit by how lonely people are right now this time of year. Some people don't have anyone. to celebrate the holidays with some people. The holidays, for many of us, it's a very festive and happy time of year, and for others, people are lonely,
Yep.
and just for me, what everyone can do would be just reaching out, saying, you know, I'm here. If you need me, I'm just a phone call away, or just, um, uh, a visit away, something, because it really captures my heart, to hear and to see, to hear and to see that. Um, and
Yeah.
it's very prevalent.
Well,
Um,
Anna, you and I definitely need to connect in the next couple days because we do have a program called A Miracle of a Community That Cares, where our whole mission is taking and putting out positivity, love, support, encouragement to people around the world over the next couple weeks. And what we're doing is we're asking people to take and record a message just to send it out to the general public again, because somebody's going to hear it who possibly needs that message. And so we've got this going on right now to where we're going to be putting it together, and it's going to be playing all of December 26th or 24th, 25th, and 26th. And this is all about support for everyone in this world. So I definitely need to get a hold of you before too long so we can take and maybe you can help us by recording a message and sending that message of love and support out to people.
I would love to. Thank you for the invitation. Yes, absolutely. I would
Yep.
love to.
I will send you some more information. You'll probably get it first thing in the morning. But um, Anna, I know that you've got an appointment that you're walking into. I want to thank you for coming your first time to the program, and I hope to see you next month on the 9th.
Thank you so much. Yes, I would love to. Thank you, and I appreciate it. And I appreciate the welcoming, and it's a great group. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Thank you, and good luck with your appointment.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you so much.
Mr. Roskopf, what can you do for somebody, and what can somebody do to help you?
Well, I like to join in this practice of connecting people. I like to say that, if there's any way that you can help me, make sure that everybody that I know knows you. So really anybody in my sphere that a personal or professional introduction is helpful. Happy to do that. I'm connected, as I kind of was alluding to, a dozen different organizations like Community Pay It Forward, and like I started to list off. So if there's any direction of co-venturing, collaboration. I'm part of a group called Mutual Aid Network, so we help facilitate projects and such. So I'm willing to dive into anybody's, commitments and their projects and whatever, and just kind of share if I was working on the project, what I could do, and if there's anything I can do to contribute to the progress of anything folks are working on, happy to do that. And then I do a lot of event planning and such like that. So if people are willing to, help spread, things that I'm working on, to do like the reacting, commenting, and sharing on social medias, or otherwise take the documents or whatever and share it around to folks. That's kind of how things look, in my wheelhouse. So that'd be great. That's how I operate.
Well, Brother Kurt, I do appreciate you being here. I know I give you a hell of a hard time, but it's because you're a little bit older than I am, so I can.
There you go. I'll take it.
So he's only like a month older, something like that. So, but you know what it is? It's good to see you. It's always good to talk to you, and thank you very much for being part of this. So, Mr. Z, what can you do to help somebody? And what can somebody do to help you?
What I can do to help somebody is to be here. Uh, keep moving forward, pay it forward with the community, reconnect, stay healthy, financially free, podcasting, and what uh, you could do for me is don't give up. As King Leonidas once said, with every step you take, do not forget your courage and keep moving forward.
300.
You got it. Spoken like a true Spartan.
Yeah. Spoken like somebody who was watching that, last week? When we spoke. So,
Bless me.
well, Brother Z, thank you so much for being there. Hey, everybody. Once again, we do have our mission, a miracle of a community that cares. We need your help. We've got less than a week left before we put this show together. We need just a message from you, anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 minutes. This little thing right here, this phone, not this phone, because this one's mine and it probably is not working right now because, I'm rough on my phones. Pick up your phone, record a message to people out there, whether it's somebody you know or somebody you don't. Record something positive, uplifting, strong. Help people through the toughest of tough times. December sucks for a lot of people. Anna said it earlier. December sucks for a lot of people because loneliness, it infects them. And loneliness should never be a part of somebody's holiday tradition. So let's help them by not feeling so alone. Help us out by scanning the QR code that you see in the corner right now. When you do that, you can record this message to people. Because again, there's going to be somebody out there who's going to hear your message, and they're going to know that message was meant directly for them, and it's going to change their life. So I want to thank you all for joining us here on the family mission, or the family networking event. And I just got a lot bigger. Somebody disappeared, and all of a sudden my big face went from big face small square to big face big square. So that was a little scary for me, but I do want to thank everybody for joining us today and invite you to join us again next month, January 9th, right here, same time, which is 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, and tell us about yourself. And remember, we want to tell your story. We want to tell your story, not be sold. Why am I screwing this up? So we're here to tell your story, not sell you anything. And I'll get that right. He came up with it today and gave it to me, but I screwed it up. So please remember, love somebody out there because somebody out here loves you. Remember, if you're not helping somebody, you're hurting everyone. No one needs to go it alone when we all come together. I hope to see you next month. Thank you. Goodbye.